As revitalized transitional government of national unity ministers took oath of office earlier this year, the coalition government shouldered numerous trouble and difficulties to initiate their constitutional mandate. The nation encountered alarming outbreak of COVID-19, intercommunal violence, among others. Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport and spokesperson of Gender and Youth Cluster joined the fight against the coronavirus as a youth-led executive post holder. On behalf of the Gender and Youth Cluster, presided by Her Excellency Rebecca Nyandeng, the member, initiated the production of local face masks in Juba. The program that called for well-wishes donation to achieve the mission of delivering protective kits to the people as part of response plan to fight the coronavirus. Dr. Albino applauded the business community for solidarity with the people of South Sudan during this pandemic. This came after receiving the donation of the $200,000 from the managing director of ABMC Construction Company Limited, Dr. Benjamin Bowlman, and 500,000 South Sudanese pounds from managing director of Global Giant Company Limited, Deng Johnson.
To have received $200,000 as a donation from the managing director of ABMC Group of companies, Dr. Benjamin Bowlman, who have stepped in also to push the work of this locally made production of masks. And also we have received a donation from Honorable Deng Johnson Lake, the managing director of Global Giant Companies Limited, 500,000 South Sudanese pound as the committee on behalf of the cluster and on behalf of the Minister of Youth and Sport. I would like to give appreciation to the great business people, Dr. Benjamin Bowlman and Honorable Deng Johnson, for their generosity and their help to this project that we have just started yesterday. Her Excellency, as she has launched the project yesterday, we are still appealing to all our good wishes and the good people of South Sudan that this COVID-19 is actually a collective work that we need to join hands together to fight it.
On behalf of the Korean mission in South Sudan, Kim donated containers package with 40,000 different types of children clothes. Honorable Minister expressed his gratitude to the Korean people in supporting the people of South Sudan. Dr. Albino said the clothes will be channeled to the concerned South Sudan, an organization Office of the First Lady, to distribute the item to the vulnerable children in Juba and state.
Today, Mr. Kim, on behalf of Korean Mission, have donated this container full of more than 40,000 pieces of clothes of all the ages, starting from 2 years up to 15 years old. And this is a great contribution. And as the minister, I'm going to donate some of these to concerned organization of the First Lady, Mama Yan Mayardit, who will be able to extend it to some states. And also we are going to give a bigger percentage to the orphanage in Juba here and to the homeless children who don't have support and who don't have clothes.
Kim, the representative of the Korean mission, said the little assistance will restore hope of the abandoned children and orphanage who would benefit from the donation.
I hope these small items can give hope, and I hope the young South Sudanese children will be happy, and then the vision sharing, the more you feel more happy.
Dr. Albino joined the Gender and Youth Cluster to draft the ministry's work plan to extend the service to the people in the state, and the cluster also appealed to organizations concerned to assist the government in reaching the vulnerable people.
3 ministries under the cluster of child and youth are doing this meeting today as the first step to start going to the states, and to also to knock the doors of NGOs who are willing and who are really supporting our communities. So I'm pleased to the Minister Aya for her hospitality to host us in her office, and also thanks to the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs for this special gathering. And I want to tell my people that COVID-19 is real. Let us keep social distancing, wearing your face mask, washing your hands, and educate others. And may God bless our country.
As the gender cluster established for coronavirus, the Minister of Youth and Sport and spokesperson of the cluster donated 3,000 local face masks to law enforcement agency. The plan is to ensure the safety of the law enforcement agency, seeing they were in the close contact with the people during execution of their national mandate.
والأمن والبوليس عندهم دايركت تعامل مع المواطن. يعني أنت واقف في الستوب ممكن داير تعمل security check، لو عندك كورونا هتنقلوا للناس اللي جوا عربية لو أنت ما لابس. لو بتاع عربية عنده كورونا أثناءه بيديك اللوك بوك ممكن الكورونا يجيك. It is very important for all of you to have this face mask. لحد الآن كورونا ما عنده علاج. عدو ما بيشوفوا بالعين. عشان كده let us start thinking about the type of ammunition اللي عند الانمي والميدان بتاع قتال ذاته عشان احنا نتلاقى مع العدو ده وين. الميدان هو وجودكم سوا يا الميدان العدو ده بينتشر فوقه. Through social gathering كورونا بينتقل من زول لزول. العساكر الصغار ممكن كورونا يمسكك وما تكون عندك سيمتوم ذاته انه عندك مشكله، لكن لما توديه لعسكري عمره بقى 70 سنه ولا كم 60 ولا كم 50.
Lieutenant General Santino Dengwol, a Deputy Chief of South Sudan People Defense Forces, appreciated the donation cemented by the Vice President on Gender and Youth Cluster.
كالليلة كمان نينا قلنا نينا ماشيين لمهرجة جديدة. المهرجة الجديدة هو مهرجة بتاع كورونا، ودائما نين ما ممكن نلقى فوقه ما نلقى لحكومة بتاعنا بتاع جمهورية بتاع جنوب السودان. كدل الحاجات انتم قدمتوا ده حاجات القوي اننا ندوم لكل العسكري من عساكر بتاعنا في قيادة الأمن وقيادة جنوبية والجيش بتاعنا في عمليات.
Dr. Albino advised the army personnel to observe health guidelines when dealing with the people they serve. South Sudan National Police Service and Wildlife and Conservation and National Security Agency also benefit from the donation.
It's a good day. We have started distributing the locally made masks to our local government officials, and we have started with the military institutions today. We come to this External Security Bureau, which is a part of the National Security Bureau, and is very important because all the security forces are the law enforcement agencies, and they are important people as they will be the one to deal directly with the people in the street, arranging to see that security is well done everywhere. So as the government, as the ministry, as the cluster also, we see into it that is very important to visit all of them. From here we are going to Internal Security Bureau, and from tomorrow we'll be going to our National Army headquarters and to the police headquarters and passport migration and custom.
First of all, I wanted to thank the Minister of Youth and Sport with the initiative they have done. It is a great initiative because combating COVID-19 is not an easy task. We in JIB, we were very organized. From the day one we heard about COVID-19. We have set up the procedure and precaution as per the degrees released by our president, Salva Kiir Mayardit. On the donation you have brought to us, we have accepted it, and it is very great. What we want you to produce more.
We brought this donation today because these are people who regularly communicate with vulnerable citizens as they are outside in the field doing their work. So we want them to be protected, as well as the people they will be interacted with are protected. So I appreciate Deputy DG and Honorable Dr. Benjamin, Dr. Albino, for the opportunity to come as a representative from the Office of the Vice President and to see the way we are welcome and the appreciation for the face.
فأنا داير أقول لكل القوى العاملة في حرس الصيد إنه السلاح الوحيد اللي بنواجه به كورونا ده الكمامة والسوشيال distancing. There are people who are blaming the government now. I want to tell my people, the time now is not for blaming. The time now is for action. المرض ده في وسط بتاعنا. وعشان المرض ده في وسط بتاعنا لازم نتضافر الجهود كلنا ونمنع المرض انه ما ينتشر. عشان نمنع المرض انه ما ينتشر اي زول يلبس كمامة بتاعه. تلبس كمامة بتاعك وتجي محل شغل وتمشي تفتش اكل العيال بتاعك وتبعد نفسك من زول ما تحبي زول. دي القوانين اللي انا جاي نقولهم لقوات بتاع حرس الصيد.
إدارة الحياة البرية اللي بتمثل في القطاعين اللي هو الحياة البرية والسياحة، نحن فخورين شديد بالشغل الكلاستر قايم به، وبنفتكر الشيء اللي تقدمتوا لنا ما بسيط. يعني ده رسالة كبيرة بالنسبة لنا، وعبرنا برضو رسالتكم حتصل لكل الضباط والعساكر وحيصل للولايات. برضو أنا بقدم عزل الشكر بالإنابة عن نفسي الضعيف وعن الضباط الصف وإدارة الإدارتين اللي هو السياحة والواي لايف. عبرك بنقدم عزل شكرنا للنائب الرئيس ماما ريبيكا, the Vice President, for the good initiative that she had initiated to develop and to produce this mask.
Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport, Dr. Albino, attend African Minister of Sport video conference. The meeting outlined the role of the youth in response to the pandemic and how best the young people engagement on microfinance and lead in awareness campaign.
The majority of population of South Sudanese are youth, and they need to be engaged so they can be refrained and brainwashed from these bad activities. So my message to all of you, my fellow African leaders, especially the ministers of youth who are responsible for the youth affairs, if we want to see a peaceful African, it is our moral obligation to make sure that we practice the good governance, and we teach the young African people about how to fight corruption, how to fight nepotism, how to instill on them the patriotism and the Pan-Africanism that our forefathers were having. Those of Nelson Mandela and Dr. John D. Mabur were the real people who loved this African and wanted to see the united African people. So my message to all of you is that let us focus on how to engage our young people, and I want to encourage the African leaders, especially the governments, that if we want to really see the peaceful countries in Africa, we must invest in the young people, especially in South Sudan here. a lot need to be done in areas of education, in areas of microfinances to the young people in order to shift their minds. So now some youth are practicing this cattle raiding simply because they don't have alternative. Some youth at the time of pandemic. And I do believe that with the help of the UNDP and other NGOs like USAID and UNICEF and UNESCO and other partners, the Republic of South Sudan